This is Mad Jack, this time bringing you a guide on how to set up your very own advanced arena as requested. What I'm going to do here with this guide is I'm going to split the guide up into around 5-6 separate videos. So what you can do is you can complete step 1, come back, then move on to step 2 and follow on accordingly. I felt that doing it this way is going to make it a lot easier for you guys to follow, rather than having an hour-long video that you've got to sit through the whole thing and then constantly come back to when you have problems. This way you can do each step and ask questions on each step before you move on to the next step. So what you're going to do for step 1 is first about just laying down the foundation and size of your arena. So set the size of your arena by putting down the concrete foundations. Go as big as you want to go. Realistically, the bigger the better when it comes to building an arena. I've chosen to build this at Spectacle Island, as Spectacle Island is really the only place that is going to allow you to build big enough. The Starlight Drive-In is okay, but still you're better off using Spectacle Island. Now, once you've got the foundations down, you're going to need to build these 3 structures. This middle structure here is going to be your power supply room, where all your power is going to be. Here I've just got 2 of the fusion generators, which are quite good as you can snap them through these floors, these grated floors. You can snap the top of the power through the top so that we can send the power directly to the control station above. But if you don't want to use that generator, just use windows like this to send your power out and above to the control station above. Now, when it comes to setting up your power, you're going to need to set up 2 power pylons exactly like this. So you're going to take the power from your generators directly to these 2 power pylons, and that needs to be the first thing that you're going to do here. Then once you've got those 2 set up, you're going to put down all your switches, all your decorations, whatever touches you want to add to it yourself. But first you've got to have these 2 power pylons set up like this, and all your switches. Now, the reason that we're doing it like this is very important, because the way in which we're going to send electronics to this control station is, if we take a look here at one of the arena stands, which you're also going to have to build, is you're going to take the power up the ceiling, along to the switch, then finally ending on the power pylon. So you can see why we need 2 large power pylons like this, because we're going to need to be able to connect power easily to all of these switches once they're all connected to their individual components. So get the power room set up and the control station. Then once you've got the power room and the control station set up, you can build your arena contestant containers. Now, to build these powered doors on these rooms, you're going to have to use a bit of a technique, as the powered door will not snap into place on top of a concrete block. I don't know why, it's a little bit irritating why they've done it this way, but to get this door into place, what you're going to need to do is you're going to put the walls down first, and then you're going to need to freely line up the powered door. As in, you're going to need to slowly just slide it along, put it perfectly in place so it lines up nicely with no gaps down the corner. You'll know if you've got this right when you put the other wall next to it, if there is also no gap along the side here. This may take you a few minutes to get right the first time you ever do it, but once you get used to lining things up this way, it's not going to be at all hard for you to do. Then once you've got these walls down, you're then going to remove the concrete walls that you've got in place, because the concrete walls you've got in place are going to be slightly lower. As you can see here, they're going to be snapping in place with these walls, which are going to be a bit lower than the powered door, as that is placed above. So once you've used these walls and then you've aligned this to these walls nicely, then you're going to remove all the concrete walls that you've put in place, and then you're going to put them back into place again so that they snap nicely to the ceilings above. So you're going to, as I said, you're going to get these set up, you're going to put the floors above, remove the walls, and then replace them back in place so it all looks nice. Do this for both sides, and it shouldn't take you too long to do, and have that all set up nicely. Now, that pretty much covers it for step 1. Step 1 it shouldn't take you too long to put together. I mean, maybe 20-30 minutes or so to get this all set up nicely, and then come back and check out step 2. Now, obviously, there are actually a couple other things I should mention here. Once you've got any of your electricals set up, you're going to want to label them immediately, as in D is for doors, T is for traps, C for cages. You're going to want to label everything like this, as if you don't think it's going to get very confusing later on with this many switches set up. So make sure you label everything accordingly. And you're also going to want to have a terminal in easy access, realistically right in the middle of your control station, because once you have everything set up, interesting thing you can do with the terminal is you'll be able to use the terminal to say turn on all switches or turn off all switches. So say you want to just activate the whole arena at once and you don't want to go through flicking all the switches, having a more designed battle, and you just want to have a full-on chaos battle. All you then have to do is come to the terminal, turn all switches on, and let everything go that way. So yeah, that covers it for step 1. Get everything built up like this. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me in the comments section below. And if you're all good, look out for step 2, which will be coming shortly. Alright, peace.